Hey everybody, Dan Henry here. I've got a really awesome training for you today. It's the automated follow-up system that increased sales by 70x. So here's what's coming up. I'm going to show you the 3x3 follow-up system, a proven methodology that catapulted one business to outsell their competition by 70x, 70 times with the very same leads. I'm going to show you the biggest reasons why people fail in today's highly competitive market when they try to sell premium services online, and the biggest reasons why business and service providers can't become profitable from marketing in the 2023 marketplace. It is a problem, and most people have it. I'm going to show you how to address that problem. And finally, I'll show you a roadmap to automate 90% of your operations, giving you the freedom to set it and forget it, so that your business will work for you and not the other way around. So if you've ever asked yourself, man, I've spent money on acquiring leads, but I've been left with little to no sales to show for it, or you've struggled to get prospects to show up to sales calls, or you've struggled to stay organized with the 10,000 things going on between your business and your family, these are some common problems that people have in the marketplace today. And we've addressed these issues. We've been doing this for years. Right now, about 9 years I've been in the game, and we've completely faced ourselves and addressed all the issues that have been keeping people from generating leads and closing deals. We geek out not only on our own sales, but on figuring out how to make it as easy as possible for other people to make sales. And we've come up with a system to making selling and follow-up easy. Now, I'm showing you this picture only so you understand that we've generated some sales, and what I'm about to show you is based on data, not theory. We've done 32-ish million now in our business, across two businesses, both selling high-ticket products and services. And most of that came from spending money on ads, getting people to show up to a sales call, following up with them, and getting them to buy, which is what most of you guys do. And so I'm going to show you a very, very specific set of tactics that's going to allow you to make more sales. So I'm about to switch to my whiteboard in a second. And before I do, I already know that you might feel a little overwhelmed. You might even feel a little bit uncomfortable because some of this stuff is going to seem a little bit complex, not too bad, but I promise you it's effective. But here's the thing about being uncomfortable. It brings amazing things in your life. I remember 7 years ago, I was very uncomfortable creating a dating profile on Tinder, which was at that time new. And I was single for a year and a half, didn't have any sight of getting a girlfriend. My friends encouraged me to download it. I downloaded it. I met this beautiful Turkish girl. And even though I was uncomfortable, even though I didn't want to do it, I did it. Met her, we went on some dates, and right now she's in the next room taking care of our 5-year-old son. I ended up marrying that beautiful Turkish girl. Her name's Hilal. And if I didn't put myself out there, if I didn't get out of my comfort zone just for that one day, I would not have my family. And what this goes to show you is that being uncomfortable is a good thing. Putting yourself out there and doing something you've never done before is a good thing. I did it for just one day and it changed my life. Imagine if you did it a little bit every day. So that said, let me hop over my whiteboard and let me show you this stuff. But I encourage you to do it, even if it might seem uncomfortable. So the first thing I will show you is called the 3x3 method. Now here's how I know this works. I have a client, his name is Andy Stickle, and he does marketing for lawyers. Well, he sells lead packages to lawyers as one of his services. So one day, he sells a package of 300 leads to lawyer 1. And he sells the same package of 300 leads to lawyer 2. Now, it's the same leads, they're non-exclusive leads, same names, same phone numbers. Lawyer 1 is unhappy. He calls Andy up and he says, I did not get a single case out of these 300 leads that I bought from you. So he got 0 sales. So Andy's confused by this. So he calls up the second lawyer and he says, how many cases did you get? And he says, I got 70 cases. So lawyer 2 made 70 sales. Now this is a big difference between 0 sales and 70 sales because remember, they both had the same exact leads. How is that possible? How, with the same leads, can lawyer 1 get 0 sales and lawyer 2 get 70 sales? So he asked lawyer 2, he says, how did you make 70 sales? This other guy got none. And he says, well, how many times did he call him? So he calls lawyer one back up and he says, how many times did you call the leads? Well, lawyer one said that he called them one time. One time. So he calls lawyer two back up and he says, one time. And he goes, well, that's why he didn't make any sales. We didn't get any cases. He only called him once. Nobody ever answers on the first try. And so Andy says, well, what do you do? So lawyer two says, I do the 3x3 method. Now, here is what the 3x3 method is. The 3x3 method is 1 email, 1 phone call, and 1 SMS text times 3. 3 forms of contact for 3 days. So every day they send 1 email, 1 SMS, and make 1 phone call for 3 days straight. And when they did that, that resulted in 70 sales compared to 0. So once again, 70 sales versus 0 sales. What's the moral of the story here? The moral of the story is not necessarily this exact method, 1 email, 1 call, 1 SMS. The moral of the story is lawyer two followed up, and he followed up aggressively. And that's why he got more sales. I want you to ask yourself, when you spend money, whether it's time or effort or money on leads, how much are you getting out of those leads? So for instance, if I spend this much on a lead, all right, so this is the lead. Could be Facebook ads, YouTube ads, whatever. It could be appointment setters that you're paying. You spend this much on a lead. That lead goes into some sort of engine, some sort of box where things happen, right? Or things don't happen, where you follow up or you don't follow up. And when they come out of this box, they're either worth a little bit of money, which means you've lost money. They're worth the same amount of money, which means you broke even and you're not making any money, or they're worth a lot more money, like in this case, where you are now making money. So is the answer to get lower ad costs or to find a different ad source, or is the answer to get more value out of the leads you already have by improving this part, which is the engine? This is the engine. This is the thing that when you pour gas in it, it processes the leads, it processes the gas, and it turns that into forward motion, into acceleration. So right now, let me show you the 3 things you need to do right now when it comes to follow-up. First of all, we have 3 very distinct situations that happen in our industry. Somebody will become a lead, and they will then need to book a call. That's the first thing. The second thing is once they've booked a call, they need to show up. So booked, they need to show. And finally, when they show, they need to buy. So these are the 3 situations that we commonly run into. I'm going to now switch over to our system, and I'm going to show you how we handle each one of these scenarios to get the most out of our high ticket sales. So how we handle this is we use automation. The first thing we do is we have a lead maximizer system. When someone becomes a lead, we have an automated first contact SMS automation, which means when someone becomes a lead, we're going to reach out to them every day for 3 days trying to say, hey, let's book a call. And of course, the copy or what you say depends on your business. It could be, hey, this is so-and-so with Dr. So-and-so. Hey, this is John with so-and-so's attorney's office. Hey, this is Sarah with so-and-so consulting or agency or whatever it is that you sell. But we hit them with an SMS every day for 3 days. Then what we do is we have a new lead book a call sequence. They also get an email every single day for at least 10 days, preferably more, but at least 10 days to encourage them to book a call. So we're hitting them with SMS and we're hitting them with email. The other thing we have is we have a power dialer automation that will put them on a list. And so every day our sales reps log in to this window right here. They click Let's Start. And what that does is that calls all of these leads. Now, all of these people right here are people that bought one of my books called The Pocket Guide to High Ticket Selling. When they buy one of the books, my staff calls them and says, hey, Thank you for buying Dan's book. What were you looking to get out of it? They then tell us, and if it's something that we can help with, if they have a problem that we can help with, we try to set a call to sell them one of our products or services. And every single day, these people, new, fresh people who are new, fresh leads, get added into this list through these automations. They click Let's Start. The power dialer takes over, and right from their computer screen, they start calling and answering the phone and talking. And this right here, this 3x3 method, email, phone, and text, has massively increased the value of our leads. The next thing we do back in the Lead Maximizer folder is we have a call confirmation. So this right here is an automation. And I know it looks a little tricky, but what this does is when someone books a call, it automatically reaches out to them and says, hey, you booked a call. Is this still a good time? And based on their response, it will either confirm their appointment or it will reschedule. And this system actually can tell if they need to reschedule or if they're good. And so this happens automatically without the need of a human. Now, how this works is 3 days before the call, we send an SMS. We wait for a response for a day. If they did not reply, we keep SMSing them. We keep texting them every day for 3 days to confirm their call. Once they respond, we then send their appointment date and time. We say, hey, looks like you're booked on my calendar for a call on appointment start date at appointment start time. Does that still work for you? Then if they say yes, then we say, okay, great, see you there. And we also send them a reminder 4 hours before. If they say no, then they get a link to reschedule their appointment. So you can imagine how many more calls will show up if they get confirmed. And if there's a problem, they get automatically rescheduled without the need of a human to constantly be doing that. The next thing we do is if they do not show, we have a 1-year follow-up of SMS, text, and notifying the rep assigned to also reach out and follow up. All of these right here are SMS, email, and an internal notification to the rep for 1 full year, all automated. So think about this. How many times does a sales rep, or you, if you're the sales rep, how many times do you actually remember to follow up with a client? Probably very little. And this does it for you in case you forget and reminds you as well. If they show to the call and they don't buy, we also have 1 year of follow-up, email, SMS, and reaching out to our rep and reminding them again for a full year. Now, one of the reasons why we do so well is not because we're better than our competitors at selling. I think we are. It's not necessarily because we have a bigger brand. For some we do, and for some we don't. It's because we know what the byline is. And I'll explain what the byline is in a second. But ultimately, it means we follow up more than our competitors, which means we make more sales and we get more value out of what we spend on ads. As well, we centralize all of our communication with clients in one spot. So right here in this window, which we have blurred out for client privacy, we can text a client, email a client, talk to a client on Facebook, or talk to a client on Instagram, all in one window. And because of that, we have ultimate control over our communications with prospects. And as a result, we make more sales. As well, we always use a pipeline system to fully understand where every single client is in the process. Are they a new lead? Have we attempted contact? Have we established contact? Have we booked a call? Has the call been confirmed yet? Did they no-show and we're following up, or did they show and we're following up? We can see all of that because that is what you need to be able to stay organized. And finally, we like to keep track of all of our Facebook ad spend. We like to keep track of our reps and understand who the top rep is, who's on the leaderboard. And we like to know about our show rate. If we've had 29 calls booked, 9 confirmed, 14 showed, 5 no-showed, and 1 canceled, we make sure that we can see all that in a nice dashboard so that we are completely organized. If you don't know your numbers, you will absolutely not be able to make the decisions you need in your business to grow. Now, I mentioned the buy line, and this is a very important concept to understand. If you have a prospect and that prospect is looking to buy, that prospect doesn't just reach out to you. They don't just look to learn from you. They look at multiple people, multiple competitors. They are not just on one email list. They're not just watching one sales video. They're not just watching one webinar. They're watching several. Now, here's what happens. There have been multiple studies that have concluded that no matter what you do, some prospects just aren't ready to buy. They're just not there yet. In fact, over 50% of people that book a sales call are not going to be ready to buy for about 3 months. That is why the average sale is made on the 8th follow-up, and over 70% of sales for all companies in every industry come from follow-up. So there's this line that I like to call the buy line. And what the buy line is it's a line where most customers are going to be ready to buy. Now, sure, if you're an amazing salesperson, you can get them to buy sooner. But for the most part, people have a place where they're going to be ready to buy after initial contact. And this could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. It could be 1 year. It just depends. But here's the point. If you have a customer who is reaching out to competitor 1, competitor 2, competitor 3, competitor 4, and competitor 1 is following up for 2 weeks, competitor 2 is following up for 1 month, and competitor 3 is not following up at all or for like a day, but competitor 4 is following up for 1 year. And right here is where they intersect, where the follow-up and the buy line intersect. That is where the money's at. And the point here is that these people are going to buy at some point. They would not have reached out to you if they weren't. And if you're following up still when your competitors are not, you are going to get the money. But here's the great part. When you combine all these systems that I've shown you, it takes this buy line and it moves it closer to the initial contact. Because if they don't answer the phone, if they don't get on the phone with you, if they don't confirm their call, the buy line either moves further and further out or they buy from another competitor. Now, here's the final piece of the puzzle. I call it the Walmart method. You have to understand that when you hire humans, most likely they're not going to do all this. They're not going to remember to do it. Sam Wall, who founded Walmart, turned it into the #1 retail giant in the world still to this day. And the reason for that is because he believed that systems grow companies rather than talent. Because if talent grows companies, you're always going to be looking for it. But if you can create a company that can run no matter who you hire, now you have something scalable. It goes without saying that virtually anyone can work at Walmart, regardless of how talented or untalented they are. And it's also the #1 retail giant in the world. It's because anyone can work there. So they never have to find good people. It's the system that grows the company, not the people. So if you can create a system that no matter whether you have the most amazing employees, the most amazing salespeople, or if you, in fact, yourself aren't even that amazing, because let's face it, I have a kid, I have a family, I can't remember to do everything all the time, and I imagine you're not much different. The system will do it for you. The system will remind you. The system will organize everything. The system will help you just like it helps Walmart become the #1 giant in the world. If you want to be #1 in your industry, you have to have a system that is better than your competitor systems. And I'll be quite frank, most of your competitors probably don't even have a system, because if you don't have a system, most of them probably don't either. If you did, you would beat them out. So I'm going to show you how you can build most of this without lifting a finger, but let's quickly recap what we just learned. #1, you can instantly beat your competition by drastically increasing follow-up. #2, the 3 core follow-up sequences are book a call, 1 year of no-show follow-up, and 1 year of sale follow-up. #3, you should automate call confirmation, because that's going to be the most effective thing to make sure people show. You should automate conversation openers to make sure that people are consistently getting a message, and when they respond, you can just go in and take over. You should adopt the Walmart method in as much of your business as possible. And you should never rely on humans and always have automation as a contingency, and in many cases, it will perform even better. And finally, that leaves me one more issue: how to execute all of this. Well, I understand that this stuff is pretty complicated because it took me a decade to learn how to do all this stuff. And that's why we created the concept of a deal engine. A deal engine is a fancy name for a system. And when you have a deal engine that 99% of your competitors don't have or are unwilling to create, because that's a lot of stuff to create, with the same market and the same leads, you can crush your numbers compared to your competition. And when your deal engine follows up for a year, people will buy from you instead of your competitors because they are not following up. And they're certainly not following up for a year. And finally, when you or your employees forget to follow up, a deal engine does it for you and reminds them to get back to their leads. So who should have a deal engine? Well, anyone that generates leads for their business, anyone that struggles to follow up, anyone that hates setting up and learning software, and anyone that wants to make more money from the leads they produced. And if you haven't guessed, the software I've been showing you is called Deal Engine. This is a software we created with one purpose in mind: to do 99% of this for you. When you become a Deal Engine user, we have our direct response copywriters write you your initial book of call sequence. They write your year of no-show follow-up. They write your year of showed but no sale follow-up. They write your call confirmations. They write everything. And we set this entire CRM up for you, write all the copy, set up all the tech, and hand it over to you turnkey. And if you ever have a problem, you can book a 15-minute help call where we'll get on Zoom with you, not throw you off to some Google Doc. We'll get on Zoom with you and help you. Real quick, I'll show you a few features this software has that you may not be aware of. Number one, you can do all your call setting right here. All your book calls and your calendar and your appointments are right here. All your contacts, your email list, everything is right here. Your sales pipeline is right here. Your ability to create invoices and send to customers and integrate your payment methods are all right here. NMI, Authorize.net, Stripe, and PayPal. Your ability to plan social posts for your marketing on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, all right here. Your ability to send emails to your list is all right here. Your ability to create a custom affiliate program for your business is all right here. Your ability to create automations for your business, including automated email sequences, is all right here. And these are some of the sequences we showed you that we build custom for you. Your ability to build funnels is right here. And you can easily import funnels from other softwares. The editor is very, very simple to use. It is drag and drop. And the same thing goes for websites. You can actually have your website on here, and it too has a drag and drop editor. You can have blogs. You can have a chat widget on your website. You have a full media center where you can upload your media library. And as well, you have an area where you can host courses, very similar to Kajabi. Now look, you probably have other funnel softwares. Maybe you have other course softwares like Kajabi. You're more than welcome to keep those if you were to use Deal Engine, or you could use this. It's completely up to you. But the real sweetness of Deal Engine is the fact that we write all of your follow-ups, everything that you need right from the get-go, and we provide very, very intense support on that so you never get stuck. And as well, you can see all your Facebook ad data here, your Google ad data here, and you can see your call reports. So if you do outbound calling with the Power Dialer, you can see here the stats for if they answered or canceled or failed or busy. You can see your rep reports on who is the top rep who's selling their conversions and their opportunities, how many messages they sent, your appointment report so you can see your show and no show rate, and everything in between. So if this software seems like it would help you, if it seems like having all of your copy and your follow-up sequences and everything done for you so that you can just hit the ground running, if that seems like it would help your business, then you can click below to schedule an appointment and we'll do a demo for you. We'll just hop on Zoom, we'll show you around the software, you can ask any questions you like, and we'll do a demo of the software for you. And our goal is to make sure that you don't have to do anything. You don't have to set it up. You don't have to do any of the tech. It's all ready to go for you. Now, I would like to make one thing really, really clear. Yes, we are trying to help you make more money with this software and service. But remember, once your business takes off, yes, you can have more money. But for me, it isn't the money. It is the lifestyle. It's what the money gets you. It's about making things okay. See, A profitable business allows me to fly private sometimes, and it's okay because I can afford it. And that's the biggest thing is most people, they don't think it's okay to spend money. And maybe you feel that way too, and I used to feel that way. But then I realized that I work so hard to have a profitable business so that these things can be okay. Because these things exist. People take private flights. Why can't you have that? Like, why isn't it okay for you to have it? It allows me to have a nice house in downtown St. Petersburg. It allows me to have a nice house in Costa Rica. It's okay. It's okay to have this. And this is actually where I'm at right now. These are the Costa Rican mountains back here. It's a lot of money, but it's okay because I can afford it. A profitable business allows me to take amazing vacations, and it's okay because I can afford it. Profitable business allows me to meet and network with amazing people like Grant Cardone when he got me for $2,400 in a backgammon game. And it's okay because I can afford it. A profitable business allows you to get recognition for your work and speak on big stages, and it's okay because you earned it. A profitable business has given me that lifestyle. And we've helped a lot of people build profitable businesses. And my question is, can we help you? So if you're ready to book a demo and see if the Deal Engine is for you, I'm going to give you a couple of quick extra pieces of information because it's important to know exactly what you get when you become a client. So let's take a look at everything included. I'm a big believer in taking your time and making a very logical decision, not an impulsive emotional one. I think you'll see this as logical. So let's take a quick look. What comes with a Deal Engine? First, custom onboarding to understand your business. We ask you a ton of questions so we understand who you are, what you sell, and who you help. We do a full done-for-you setup. We set up the whole system for you. You don't have to do anything. You'll have an ability to book a 15-minute help me sessions if you get stuck. Because look, when you get stuck, how are you going to make any money? You can't make money if you're stuck. You're going to get 1 year of custom SMS and email follow-up written by our copywriters for both show and no-show leads. You're going to get automated call setting and confirmation sequences. And here's a really cool thing. In a few weeks, we are introducing an AI call setting bot, and that'll come included with your Deal Engine account. You'll get a full sales pipeline to stay organized with leads. You'll get a power dialer so you can click on one button to call your leads. You'll get task and calendar management, analytics for outbound calls, inbound calls, sales calls, and setting, funnel builder, website builder, social media poster, full email marketing suite, and a full suite of tools, including everything I mentioned. So if you have ever struggled with setting up software, stringing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different pieces of software together to make your business run, you can now do it all in one. And we're more than happy to show you how this thing works. So I'm going to leave a calendar below where you can book a call and you can see exactly how a Deal Engine can help your business. I'll leave you with this. If you've been doing what you've been doing for some time and you are not where you're at, it's likely because what you're doing is not working. And what I found is software setup and not understanding how to run a CRM or the lack of a CRM has really stifled most people's ability to have forward motion in their business. And we would like to correct that with building you a custom Deal Engine. So click below, book a call, and let's start making things work. Talk soon.